Well, this seems to be a big admission that is now coming in on part of the President of the United States, claiming that no experts had anticipated Iran's retaliatory actions, alleging that Tehran planned to dominate the Middle East and target Israel. However, he has defended scrapping the Iran nuclear deal, saying that it prevented a larger catastrophe, and has warned that Iran shifted to building thousands of missiles while continuing with its nuclear ambitions, to which President Trump says that has now been obliterated. As far as when it comes to the missile launchers are also concerned, and its manufacturing is also concerned. That is also, according to President Trump, almost destroyed in various parts of Iran. Over 7,000 military strikes that has been conducted under Operation Epic Fury that was launched about 18 days ago. Today is the 18th day of the war, but this is President Trump's admission, saying that they were taken by surprise and a big shock when Iran retaliated when it comes to hitting the Gulf nations in its neighborhood. Let's, in the meantime, also talk about what President Trump has been saying about his upcoming visit to China. Well, President Trump has now indicated his planned visit to China may be delayed because of the ongoing war in the Middle East, saying that he feels it is important to remain in the country at this time, even as the talks continue with Beijing on rescheduling the trip. So this was expected to be a big, visit as far as meeting of President Trump and the President of China, Xi Jinping. But there have been, as far as when it comes to the snub that Donald Trump has now gotten from multiple countries over the policing of the Strait of Hormuz. Well, China was one of them, and ironically, China is an ally of Iran. Well, Srinjoy, on two accounts, President Trump admitting that they were shocked when it comes to Iran's retaliatory actions, included the Gulf nations with hosts, the U.S. embassies and military installations. And what about the upcoming China visit of Trump?
As far as the Straits of Hormuz are concerned, it was absolutely normal for the Iranians to close it down in case they were attacked. That was one of the first things they would have done. So you would have expected the American war planners to take that into account. If they haven't, it raises serious questions. As far as the retaliation is concerned, yes, you could argue that the attacks on the Gulf states have taken the Americans and the Israelis probably by surprise. But even there, you would wonder. The Iranians have missiles, the Iranians have drones. Why won't they target the military bases, the American military bases in the Gulf? Also, they know that the weak underbelly of the world is oil. So if you close the Straits of Hormuz, if you hit all these oil refineries... That is the kind of dominance
that it continues to exude as far as the Strait of Hormuz blockade is concerned, whereas the Gulf nations' civilian infrastructure that has also been hit, but more strategically, oil and energy infrastructure that has been hit by Iran, and it continues to do so on the 18th day of the war that we are looking at in West Asia. Srinjoy, we're just going to reconnect with you back after the very short break with the latest headlines.